Hi everyone, my name is Honey, and I'm gonna do the question 2 of homework 4, so let's begin. Okay, so it tells us that the random variable x is uniform in the interval from -1 to 1, so it's a uniform distribution, and it tells us that's the function of y equals to this the minus y⁵ of e times the uy. So first we can calculate the distribution function of y. It should be equal to the interval from -infinity to y. That's the function of y alpha and d alpha, and it equals to we can just substitute the fy alpha into it. Use the equation it gives us, so it equals to the integral from -infinity to y minus alpha power of e times u alpha d alpha, and u alpha is 1 when alpha is larger than 0, so we can just ignore the part that it is 0 when alpha is less than 0. So it equals to the integral from 0 to y and minus alpha power of e d alpha, and it equals to we can just calculate it equals to 1 minus the minus y power of e eventually, and it is when y is larger than 0. And then we can have the distribution function of x. It's just a distribution function of uniform distribution, so it's just equals to x plus 1 divided by 2, and it equals to this value when x is larger than -1 and smaller than 1. And apparently when x is smaller than -1 is equal to 0, and when x is larger than 1 is equal to 1. So it tells us to find the gx. So it's asked us to find the relationship between the random variable x and the random variable y. So we can simply just set the distribute function of y and distribute function of x is equal, like fyy equals to fxx. So from this and the equation derived from above, we can have 1 minus the minus y power of e equals to x plus 1 divided by 2. And from this equation, we can have the relationship between y and x is y equals to minus ln 1 minus x divided by 2. So this is the gx that we need, but it's only for the value of x when x is larger than -1 and smaller than 1. So when x is smaller or equal to -1, at this time, the density function of y is actually equals to 0. So we can have the gx is also equals to 0. And when x is larger or equal to 1, at this time, actually the density function of y is converging to 0 when y is going to infinite, but it's actually not 0. But at the meantime, actually the density function of x is actually 0 because it's just a distribution from -1 to 1. So when x is equal to 1, then we can have density function of x is equal to 0. So if we want to satisfy this relationship, we gx can only be infinite. So in conclusion, we can write gx into these three terms when x is equal to these different interval values. So that's the question 2 of homework 4. Thank you.